this is a spiritual war. Do you think that the good side is starting to win the battle?
It means that something has definitely changed. So something big is happening.
Something's transforming or coming to an end.
They're wrapping up for sure, but I think it's going to probably be an individual thing as well, possibly, depending on where you are spiritually in this war. Are they releasing this information to soften the information coming out, maybe perhaps about Project Paperclip and everything else? Yeah.
It's been rumored that she was the daughter of Aleister Crowley.
I believe you will find she was the son of Aleister Crowley. Yeah, you got to go back and look at a lot of those old presidential wives and those little pearl necklaces.
That's a mouthful right there.
Betty White.
Yeah, Betty White. Oh, cute little, nice little, sweet little.
Yeah,
so
Golden Girls. I wasn't expecting that when
we kind of got that answer.
Alberta in Canada. Are they wanting to leave Canada and join the US?
Like if something else is happening in the background that even the people are not aware of.
It's not going to be the United States. It's going to be North America.
My question was, who runs the world? It's not the Rothschilds. It's not the royal family.
That has been like one of my biggest questions throughout my life.
Those 13 families, you got the Pope, and then you got the Queen, and then you got somebody else behind them. Who runs the world?
What do we call them? Different.
Reptilians?
There is a transformation happening.
Are they living, breathing, what we know as humans? All of that activity is being dissipated.
The Great Wall of China, who built it? They had all this massive technology, and then just poof.
I have been diving down some rabbit holes like you would not believe, Brad.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I got a good rabbit hole for you, ladies. Quantum computers. I have this thing about quantum computers.
They've talked about the Mandela effect being different timelines.
Is it an actual time machine?
There's something around that machine that they probably should be messing with.
Whoa. Hello, this is John Claude, and this is... I'm just kidding. Anyway, no, well, anyway, this is Dr. Mulder, and I am back again with three wonderful ladies, the Three of Pentacles. And anybody who's been watching my show and watching their show for a while, they know exactly what these ladies are into. They're into tarot and all kinds of esoteric stuff. But anyway, I got the three ladies back tonight, and we're going to go over some interesting questions. I mean, these are things I've been wanting to know myself, and I thought, what the heck? I got a captured audience here, with you three, and I'm going to start asking questions. Okay, the first thing that I'm looking at here is, are you ready to get started, or do you want to say something before we get started?
I'd like to say something.
Please.
Since you said Jean-Claude, we'd like to say hello to them.
Oh, hey.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. I used to have a thing for Janine. I always thought she was cute. And anyway, so
we think she's cute too.
Well, a special shout out to Janine from Dr. Mulder.
Oh,
yeah.
We love Janine.
Okay. Anyway, all right. Well, anyway, I have like about 9 or 10 questions, so we'll just go as far as you ladies want to go, and if whenever you want to say, "Oh, I've had enough," that's fine. All right. The first question I want to ask is, and the backstory behind it is, I've been hearing from other people that it seems like evil, black magic, that kind of thing is starting to become less and less powerful. In other words, it seems like the earth is starting to cleanse itself of the dark side. Now, my question to you is this true? Are these magicians, are they starting to lose their mojo? And I know really this is a spiritual war, and do you think that the good side has made some headways here and starting to win the battle, so to speak?
Were you by chance listening to Woo Woo Dude and Jason at 4 last night?
I heard bits and pieces, yes. Yeah, I thought it was coincidental.
My cards are showing a victory in the past. So it means that something has definitely changed. And the card that comes up as the first card is a star card. So this is like healing energy, otherworldly energy. And there's a big wake-up call underneath that. So something big is happening with this change. And I would say change because I have 2 tens. There is an ending to that dark side. And the cards that I have are more bright than they are dark. And so there's focused energy right now, a little bit of, emotional turmoil going on still. but we are still in that process of bringing about that full change. So that's why we have the magician in the outcome. So it's still calling us to use our energy to bring about that shift because we are the ones who do it. All right. And we do have help. We have the Six of Cups. And then there's the King of Wands. So it's asking you to use that intuitive side, spiritual side of yourself. But it looks very good with the Sun card at the bottom of the deck.
Nice, nice. I got that. It's coming to an end. You see what that says? It says death. So there is something that exactly they've been working on. That's the death card. So that something's ending. Something's coming to an end. Something's transforming or coming to an end. There's a lot of secrecy that's going on, secret work that's going on, people around the world that are secretly working on it as well. They're not really in the public eye. It could be anybody, it's in the public eye. I do get some yeses as well, soft yeses. They're looking forward to an ending. I got a 3 of Wands and a 4 of Wands, so they're very, really, really close to it. Some people already celebrating already because they already know that it's working. There's like I said, there's a lot of people that are working around the world, and this is the three of Pentacles. That's us. So there's 3 of Pentacles. There's a lot of teamwork that's going on to do this, and I think also nature is helping with it as well because that's my very first card. Something in nature as well, like
That could
the
be
universe
Mother
wants
Gaia.
Mother Gaia, yeah.
Yeah.
Mother Gaia. There you go. There might be a few more that they have to bring down. Now that was my very last card. That's coming down the pipe. Otherwise, you get the death card, and you might be at 70% because that's a 7. So it might be at 70% of all of that coming through and locking them up or impeding them, stopping them. She's tied up. So yeah.
Well, I got
So
the
basic.
9 of Swords was my first card,
Mhm.
followed by the 4 of Swords and the Devil. So I think there's still a lot of fear of it. But like you said, Barbara was catching on something being hidden and whatnot, but it's the dark side. I think, as we know, they've got their little minions that are probably still trying to do things which we ourselves have seen interference with. I mean, I did get a soft yes too. I got the Page of Pentacles. So I believe they're wrapping up for sure, but I think it's going to probably be an individual thing as well, possibly, depending on where you are spiritually in this war.
So yeah, I was going to say spiritual war is still happening,
Yep,
but
absolutely.
it's coming. The shift
Yep.
is coming, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Now the next question, this is sort of a history question, and I'm gonna have to say this in a certain way where it's sort of YouTube friendly. Okay. All right. It was called the Rhine-Wiesenlager. Rhine-Wiesenlager. And apparently what I'm hearing now is starting to come in the open, or maybe it's a Mandela effect. I don't know. But supposedly, after World War II, the story is that Eisenhower ordered that all the German POWs would be rounded up and they'd be behind a fence and they let them starve to death. Okay, so apparently this is we're looking at hundreds of thousands, if not a million plus, German POWs died this way after World War II under under the Allies, whatever you want to call it, they're under their watch. And I want to know, is this true? Number one, is this true? And also, who was responsible for all this? I mean, what was the reason to do all of this? Because I mean, we're dealing with people who just given up. I mean, they were like soldiers like anybody else, except they were under, the bad guys, under the baddies.
Yeah, they were on
But
the losing side of the war, which happens. Absolutely.
yes, yeah. So was this true? Did this actually happen? And if so, why?
So for anybody out there that's not familiar with the POW is, it says during the World War, the Second World War, the United States held over, well, anyway, the German prisoners of war, the POWs, prisoners of war. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yes, it's the Americans. These were German POWs. Heck, my father even saw some of the German POWs here during the war when he was a little boy. They were working on a road crew. I mean, and after the war, they wanted to stay here. They had better life here than they would have had in Europe, and even being, even fighting for the Germans. So, but I just want to know, is this real? Did this actually happen? Because I mean, this is this is another Holocaust if it happened.
So you want to know if the
If it
United
happened,
States actually held, if we actually
actually
held
did,
POWs.
and well, actually,
Just
um,
left them there to starve to death.
yeah, they started. We're looking at hundreds of thousands, if not million, a million plus.
Okay.
I was told by a German that that place is all to this day. It has a chain link fence around it. But he said there were so many bones there that you could walk into it, stick your finger in the ground, and hit one.
With my bottom row, I'm going to say no. I did have the King of Swords first, but the Magician is underneath him. And then the soldiers come up as the Five of Cups with the Seven of Cups underneath. And then we have the Moon card. I think they wanted it to happen, and some may have died, but I don't think it's to the extent of what we're hearing.
Okay.
I
I'm gonna
don't.
add
There was a strategy in the back to this, and maybe there was a strategy because these are all swords. It might just be a strategy in releasing the story.
Okay.
I'm going to say I agree with Lynn. I have a soft yes. So something happened and there is some truth to it, but this is just a page. So it's some of it is true, but some of it is not. There's a lot of hidden, unknown information. And by whom? This is the card that signals the cabal or the bad side. A lot of things happen quickly, and there's a lot of fiery energy around the whole thing, but there's hidden information. You have the same card. Yeah.
We're getting the same cards that she got.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I got a page as well, so I have to agree
Wow.
with what
Look at that.
she's saying.
So there's a lot more to this story, and I did some more cards, and I have the devil in the past.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more to this story.
I think. Hang on, real quick. Are they releasing this information to soften the information coming out, maybe perhaps about Project Paperclip and everything else? Yeah. I think this is just a strategy.
Oh, okay.
If that makes sense to you, because I mean, I think hopefully maybe your people are aware of Project Paperclip. If not, go down that rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, that's a
That
nice one.
rabbit hole.
Yeah. I always joked around that the that NASA was started by a Nazi and
I think it was, wasn't it?
and a Satan
Yeah.
worshiper, a devil worshiper. It was
Yeah.
Jack Parsons. He was in Aleister Crowley and all other
Oh
stuff.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and so basically that's where NASA came from. People think, oh no, that can't be true. Look it up. Look it up.
Wait until they find out who George Bush, the first one, was too, and where he came from.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I've heard. Oh, this is a good one. I know. I wasn't even prepared for this. Let's go with this one. I've always thought there was something to this. All right. George Singer's wife, which is George W's mother, has been rumored that she was the daughter of Aleister Crowley.
I believe you will find she was the son of Aleister Crowley and the brother of Betty White. But go ahead. I'm gonna let you girls, because I know a little bit about this. I'll let you girls pull on this one.
Hey, George Singer was the head spook over there at CIA, so
Yep.
there may be something to this, knowing the CIA.
Yeah, you got to go back and look at a lot of those old presidential wives in those little pearl necklaces.
We did a video on that.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, it's cover the Adam's apple.
Yeah, so we kind of got that answer. But what I'll do is I'll pull on is that is the person that we know in the public eye as Barbara Bush,
yeah,
the mother of
Aleister Crowley's
Bush Sr. Is she biologically related, the child of Aleister Crowley?
Crowley. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's a lot. That's a mouthful right there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm making this thing interesting. These are questions I've always had. I mean, you ladies are answering all the little mysteries that go cross my mind from time to time.
Well, this was a rabbit hole I dug down. That's why I was like going, she might be related, but she ain't a she, I don't believe.
That was not a pretty woman. So
Yeah. Let's see
There's
what
a
the
lot
cards
of them.
say.
There's a lot of them.
Do we have to ask anything more?
Nope.
My first card.
Yep.
That's a yes, all out yes.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, they're definitely related. You see that? You
Yep.
see that? Those two people coming together,
Yeah.
but their relationship is hidden. See that
Mhm.
moon shows that that's a hidden
Absolutely.
relationship right there.
Oh yeah.
All
You
right,
know,
girls, pull on. I'm sorry. Pull
but
and
please.
see if Barbara and Betty White are siblings. Let's see. Let's see if that. Let's see if that's true. Since we're on Alistair, let's see if they really were brother and sister. Because we have not asked that.
What's that lady's name again? Not
Betty
Bush,
White.
but the other.
Betty
Yeah,
White.
Betty White. Oh, cute little, nice little, sweet little
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we
Golden
think.
Girls.
Golden
So we
Yeah,
Girl.
think.
Hey, I still love
I
that show.
hear.
I can't.
I hear she's quite the head witch. So, and might have even trained Beyonce.
Mm.
Hey, could be.
yeah. There's a lot of stuff coming out about those types of things over the last few weeks too, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
There's a secret card.
Yep.
Ooh, okay.
So that's a secret relationship right there.
Mm-hmm.
So when that comes up as it's not my first card, but they came up. I think maybe they between those two, they didn't really get along. Maybe they wanted to go in different directions or something. I don't know. Maybe one wanted to be that type of witch and that one be that type of witch or whatever. But there was some type of conflict between those two.
Well, if I don't know, I might have to look and see. Is Barbara older than Betty? Because if she is, you know how the oldest child always has to be sacrificed and inverted.
That
So there could
might
have been.
explain this card. This
Yeah.
is like a card of yeah, childhood trauma, some kind of
Oh, look at
childhood
that,
connection.
Kaila.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
That was at the
Some kind
bottom of the
of
deck.
childhood connection and
Yep.
childhood trauma. So maybe they were in the same club.
Yep.
There's some hidden thing they don't want to tell us with that high priestess, but they were connected in some way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I get they were connected. That's the Three of Pentacles. So that's a connection. That's a strong foundation connection right there. So
Hmm.
yeah, and the question was, were they siblings?
Were they related?
And the first card that comes out is the connection, strong foundation, the foundation that they had together. So that means they're parents.
Yep.
That's like a marriage card too.
Yeah, like a marriage couple. Yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe they're married.
And it could the Three of Pentacles could mean there were two mothers. They could be half siblings as well, but Alistair
Could
could be
be.
the father.
Hmm.
I think we could read it almost that way too.
Yeah.
Wow. Now that's interesting. That's really interesting. Yeah, I think
Sorry to jump in there, Brad.
yeah, well, I wasn't expecting that one. I kind of thought, I'm gonna give her, the benefit of the doubt and say she's female. And but anything's possible. Um,
Yeah.
okay, let's kind of get to the lighter side of things a little bit. Uh, Now, my next question here, and I have one about Cuba. And oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, you need to check out their show, The Three of Pentacles. I'm going to have the links and everything in the description. They did a show the other day about Cuba because I had a question about Cuba, and I've been hearing that it may be sort of the next Greenland of the Caribbean, so to speak. In other words, we're gonna be more we're going to have a bigger presence in Cuba in a positive way. And my question, you ladies answered it fantastically, by the way. Now, my question now is Alberta in Canada. I've been hearing rumblings of things that are sort of a movement there to succeed from the Canadian Commonwealth. Is this true? I mean, is this province, are they wanting to um, leave Canada and join the US? And I've been hearing rumors about this. I've heard all kinds of opinions, and I want to see what the cards say.
Yeah, I just saw on X I think one of the attorneys for Alberta seceding has apparently been talking to Trump as well about coming over. So,
Yeah.
We know we've seen pictures of meetings and stuff like that. A lot of people in Alberta are showing up for it, it sounds like. It seems like it's a pretty good grassroots going for it.
Yeah, yeah. Apparently, Alberta provides most of the wealth
Yes,
for
Mm-hmm.
Canada.
Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So if they lose Alberta,
Yep.
they're screwed.
Toast. Yeah.
What's your question? Did they want to come over, or if they are
Will
coming over?
will they succeed, or
Okay.
will they leave the Canadian Commonwealth? And it's not a country; it's a Commonwealth. I was told
Mhm.
by a Brit.
Geographically, is it south?
It's
Because
true.
I not really. Is it
No,
south, kind
no,
of?
it's
Alberta?
over west. Alberta's over west.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of the
All the
prairie
provinces
provinces,
they're
yeah,
just east
just
of
north
west.
of the US.
Yeah. Alberta's
So they're
right
pretty
over,
close geographically, right?
Mm-hmm.
it's right over what, Montana? Um,
I think it's right next to what is it? Not Saskatchewan.
well, you got that, but British Columbia, and then
British Columbia, yeah, the next to is it Manitoba? One of
I
those.
forget about
There's
Manitoba.
Saskatchewan is right next to it, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're already part of this state, but they're not really saying it
Mm-hmm.
because I got this in the past, and that means they're surrendered to. That
Mm-hmm.
means they come to terms. You know, that means they come to. I know it looks a little daunting with the man and swords in his back, but that can mean that somebody that has come to terms is they can't do anything else about it. This is what they're going through. This is how it ended. And tens of endings as well. So and I it is good. It is aspected really well by the Queen of Wands, and she stands for integrity. So it was like this. And they were already looking over the border. You see that man on the bank? He's looking he's already looking at the United States right now. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming over, and he was right under it. So I get truth and integrity. But my very first call was this, and this represents Alberta. Alberta's really rich, just like you were saying. Brad has a lot of resources, right?
Yep.
Hmm. Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
like where the oil fields are at. Hmm.
Yeah.
Now I did get the higher fund underneath, but when we pull the higher fund is not always bad.
Right.
It's just that it comes up as this is institutions and structures and stuff like that. But this is very well aspected. So, and it was across from the truth card. So yeah, I think they're already part of it. They just haven't announced it yet.
Hmm.
That's what I'm getting.
I agree with you because my cards, so this is what they want. At least they want independence. They definitely want to be independent so they can make their own decisions. So they're very
You got
focused
that
on
too?
that. Yes, their land, their wealth, their money, their resources. But like you said, Barbara, it's like they're
Mhm.
focused over here, but there's something else being handed to them. It's like if something else is happening in the background even the people are not aware of. They could be already part of it because it's like they're tying themselves up here, but there's a slow transformation already happening.
Did we poll once before that
Hmm.
on Canada as a whole?
So generally with
Already?
Canada as a whole, yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of things are happening in the background that I think people don't know.
Right.
So it might come first for Alberta. We might see something
Yeah.
happen with them first. That's what we've been feeling.
Yep.
But then later on, there's something else that might happen. Something that may not be that they become exactly part of the US, like in terms of the United States altogether, but there's going to be some kind of,
Well, I think
collaboration or
we've
something else that happens.
polled on everything. It's not going to be the United States. It's going to be North America, and it's going to be South America. I don't think it's going to necessarily be countries per se anymore, but it's going to be the continents. I think that's what we were seeing before in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Interesting.
And Kyla's right up in the middle of that. She's in Canada, so
Yeah.
Oh, lucky you.
Yeah, lucky me.
I think that may be one of the reasons Trump changed it to the Gulf of America, North
Yeah, there's so
America.
much going on.
So,
Brad, you
yeah.
brought up Cuba, and during the week, I think there's like so many little hits have been coming to us. Like we're seeing like land changes coming in the future, and it's already started happening. And so some might be more drastic, some might be happening slowly. And the Gulf of what is now the Gulf of America might be very, very important. So not
Mhm.
necessarily exactly like Greenland,
Yeah.
but it might be very important in the future. And what might be rising out of the waters and all of those things are things to look into in the future. Those are hits that we've been having.
Yeah.
Wow. That is a good one. That's a good one. Okay, here's a strange one. I've always said, and I kind of want to get the cards view on this. I said, people, my question was, who runs the world? And they say, well, it's not politicians. I mean, basically, the president.
Now they're
Yeah,
just puppets.
yeah. They're just a representing. They're just supposedly a representative. But who runs the world? And I said, it's not the Rothschilds. It's not. It goes up higher. It's not the royal family. It goes up higher. But ultimately, at the top of the pyramid, who runs the world? And I always said, who or whatever it is doesn't have one strand of human DNA, whatever it is, because no way
That's
could
true.
whatever's running this world be human for the things that happens in on this planet. And so my question is, who runs the world? I mean, is it human or non-human? The king, so to speak, of the world. And is it a physical being, a breathing, or is it spiritual?
That's a good
That
question.
that has been like one of my biggest questions throughout my life. And I think in the last 2 weeks I've been learning so much more and putting the pieces together. And I agree with you 100%. It's not human, the bad ones that are running the world right now. But we need to flip that. And it's time to flip that.
I think, that first question I asked you ladies about, evil, what's going on, because I think we're starting to see that to diminish. And what that means is whoever is running the world is losing their power. Or or like you said, Kyla, there's going to be a change in, in the upper echelon.
And they're
Yeah.
fighting it. They're definitely fighting it. But astrologically, it's meant to happen as well.
Yeah. There's a lot of like you say, stages, not stages, but classes of people and things that run the world. It goes from the politicians and they're just puppets, and then you go to the those 13 families, and then higher than
Hmm.
that, then they've got the Pope, and then you got the Queen, and then you got somebody else behind them. Then they're saying that now that there's Italians running it. There's some famous names like Corsini's. Those families are very extremely powerful. But maybe even they have the Black Pope as well, the Black Pope that you never see. A lot of people don't know about the Black Pope. There's a Red Pope and a Gray Pope out here.
Well, and I think
But
there's families behind the 13 families that are even hidden.
yeah,
So,
that you
And
never
then
see. You don't know their names.
yeah,
right. And then
exactly.
I would go to behind all of them, these energies and entities that came from, there's so many stories about those, what do we call them? Different,
Reptilians.
yeah, all
Nephilim.
of those energies that Nephilim that came, whatever words you want to call them. But I believe there were two sets of energies that came.
Oh, you were
One's
looking
from
for
the
Elohim. You were looking for Elohim.
Elohim, the
That's right.
Elohim.
Yeah.
And then the good ones who came in. And so I think the bad energies are ruling the world right now. I have the High Priestess, which is a good card, but it's a lot of secretive, dark things with the cards that I'm looking at here. And so, but there is a transformation happening. This is where we're at. About at that point of change.
Yeah.
So it doesn't give me like an exact
Nope.
name or anything like that, but it's the
Right.
dark ones.
Yeah, it's definitely hidden.
Yeah.
It's definitely hidden. I do, with clarifiers, I do have the Queen of Cups and the Hermit. So I would say not necessarily of Earth.
Exactly. That's what it
So,
is.
yep. But I don't think their time is much longer because they came up as the Ten of Wands.
An
So,
ending.
yep.
Well, it's weird because I asked, who runs the world? Are they living, breathing, what we know as humans, living, breathing humans? So just like Kylan Lynn said, there's all this change that's happening. Maybe up until now, they were ruling it, but they ain't no more because
Yeah.
these are the people who are ruling it right now, and they're living, breathing humans.
Yep.
So these are like the White Hats, the good military. Um, another military card too. These are the people who are ruling right now. These are the people people who are ruling right now, very giving and people that want to resolve. The six, that's the Six of Pentacles. That's a resolve. You know, people get a wrong idea about the number six. They think it's diabolical, but it's actually resolve. And they're the ones who are resolving it. They're very productive in resolving it. They've already had a lot of successful in resolving it. They're already celebrating. There's a little bit of those minions that are left though, but this is their power now. Those people that are still hiding, they're trying to run, but they come
So
off
that's
as
why I
these
had
little
the
kids
10 of
right now.
Wands. They're almost at the
Mhm.
And she
end.
got the
It's
10 of
just
Wands, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this was at the bottom of the deck.
The Four of Swords was underneath it, so the little minions are hidden. You know what I mean? They're hiding. So, and I
Exactly.
think it's going to take us a while before we get them. You know,
Mhm.
that's
It's going to
that's
be universal timing.
Yep.
Universal timing. It's just a matter of time that we start actually really seeing it. But maybe those, whoever they were before, we can pull on who was before. But right now, I asked the question because your question was, who's running the world right now? Who runs the world? Because you didn't say who ran the world or who's, yeah. But I looked at the question, and this is what I'm getting: who's running the world now? So that goes back to our first question of if all of that activity is being dissipated.
Yep.
So that's proof that it's being dissipated.
Yeah. Well, I had
Yeah.
the Magician too, so part of the movie, which means, we know it's got to unfold to wake people up as well. So,
Yeah.
and
So
with the
that's good.
universal timing, the temperance, it's
Mhm.
just, I had Judgment in there too. So, yeah.
Just a matter of time. If you want to know, I'm not trying to put the questions in your mouth though, Brad, but if you want to know who was ruling the world, if they were breathing people, or we can go there. But if you don't feel
Sure.
that it's necessary, we don't have to.
I'm
Like,
curious.
want me to do a quick one?
Yeah, sure, why not? Let's do it.
I would say that's the energy that I got in
Yeah.
my pull because
Okay,
I didn't
that's probably, yeah.
I didn't specifically ask it exactly like you did.
Okay, so who was ruling the world before? I get the King of Wands, and usually the King of Wands is truthful. They're leaders. They want good for the people. However, he's badly aspected. So with some type of powerful, and that comes up as a person, or that could be a person that's really a really dysfunctional, evil person,
It could be 7 different entities too.
Entities
Or it
is
could
what
be
I'm
7 different
getting.
enemies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Very powerful ones.
Yes. Yeah,
extremely
exactly.
powerful because they had this.
Mm-hmm.
They have this surrounding them too. Now the Hermit
So
is usually
otherworldly ones too. Mhm.
Yeah.
exactly. So you see these two together, that could be otherworldlies. But with this otherworldlies, the 7 of Cups, you see that man? He's kind of, he doesn't know what's in front of him. He all that stuff in the cups is they're nice stuff, but there's some really funky looking stuff in there. So that's who was ruling the world before, and they were very powerful, extremely powerful.
Mhm.
And just like Lynn said, yeah, maybe there were multiples of them. There were multiples of them. So,
Mhm.
but I get this, that it was stopped. And they were captured. I don't know how they captured. I don't know how that works. But this is what happened to them. That's an outlook, the outcome. Yeah.
That's
interesting.
Oh yeah. Very, very. Yeah, you know, I've heard also the reason why the powers that be, they try to keep wars going and people, societies, always in an uproar and, antagonized by something, whatever, because they feed off of this. They call it loosh. It's that fear energy, whatever you get from anger, the low vibration stuff. And all the things that happen are intentionally set into place to produce loosh, to produce that energy that they feed off of. Is to them it's like, it's like a steak, or a gourmet meal. Now my question is this true?
What is the loosh true?
I mean,
That they feed off of?
yeah, that they were trying to set up the way, cause wars and that kind of thing, famines and what have you, a lot of things that will cause misery in humans because they feed off of that energy.
I think that's part of it. The other part is, when they keep us constantly fighting, we don't take the time to figure out what's going on to team up against them because there's more of us than there is of them. So we
Oh,
might need to
Right.
figure out a little bit better way You want to ask if loosh is one of the reasons they keep us up for war. I wouldn't
Let's go
want to
with
say
that.
the only. Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
go with
because
that one. I think
I
it's
think there
better.
might be multiple.
Yeah, to stay in control because
Yeah.
as people
Mhm.
are busy dealing
Yep.
with fear and all that, we
Yep.
don't worry about getting back to our spiritual power and all of
Yep.
that, which keeps them in power.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, the cards are tricky, Brad. If we know where there's multiple answers, we have to kind of direct the question specifically.
Please, be my
Yeah.
guest. I'm just here for the ride.
What'd you get,
Well, right
Barbara? I see you
on.
looking.
Yeah. Oh, I just got a lot of major arcana.
So I would
I
say
said
yes
it's
to
loose, one of
loosh.
those things that they use. And, out of 7 cards, I got 4 major arcana. When you got 4 major arcanas, these are heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Actually, I got 5 major arcana.
Oh my goodness.
So 5 major, okay, the loosh is being transformed now.
hmm
And it's being transferred to something else right now. But yeah, that is one of the things. I got 5 major arcana.
Wow.
So that's a big deal. That is a big deal. That's one of the big things that they used against the people or from the people. That was a big deal for them. That was a good stake.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess
It
it's
made
sort of
them,
like,
it made them, the loose made them feel like this, like kings and queens.
yeah, yeah. I guess it's sort of like their party substance,
It
so to
is.
speak. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is very much, I think. Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
also a strategy that they're using to
Mm-hmm.
to kind of transform. They move it out of troubled water. So somebody's working really hard on this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. This is another question. I was always curious about. And I was wondering, this is like a Mandela effect thing. Okay, the Great Wall of China. I was always taught that the Chinese built this wall to protect themselves from outside, conquerors like the Huns, whatever, Genghis Khan, whatever, right? My question is this true? Did the Chinese build it, the Great Wall of China, or did somebody else build it? And the reason why I ask this question is because the torrents they have, like for the archers, the arrows, they were built on this thing to go against the Chinese, to fight off Chinese, not to fight off the enemy on the other side of the wall. So my question is, who built it? Or was it built by the Chinese? We'll go with that one. If not, do you have any idea who may have
Was the Great
built
Wall of
it?
China built by the Chinese for protection?
Yes, let's go with that. Yes
Yep.
or no?
To protect themselves from others outside. Is that what you're saying?
Correct,
That's
correct.
what
I
we've
have
been told, yes.
yes, and I kind of doubt
I
that
know where you're
maybe.
going with it, Brad. That's why I'm not going to pull. I'm going to let the girls pull, but I'm just going to try to.
Yeah, I
I know exactly where you're going.
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, that group of people that never existed until about 10 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Apparently did a lot of major construction projects across Europe and India and maybe
Yep.
even here.
Yeah, we just we got our Niagara Falls video coming out on Friday that'll touch on them as well.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh yeah. I know
Did you get
Abraham
something,
Lincoln.
Kyla?
Yeah, well, who actually built it is someone who represents the Queen of Wands, who is someone way bigger than just regular people doing that work. So I'm getting the Three of Swords. The information is actually not, something is missing there. They're working really hard to keep that information from us, but there's something else missing. This is the real person. And I have at the bottom of the deck, this card represents lies, deceit, cheating, stealing. Yeah, so there's some deceitful stuff with that information.
Well, they say that the Chinese worked really hard to make that. But just like Kyla said, it was some type of deceit or trickery. Not that the magician is a deceitful person. It's just that magician is that, they create magic. So it could be, see, he has all the elements
Create
right there. So
illusions.
he's one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can create illusions. He's a master manifester though. But in this situation here, they said that the Chinese did. They may have done a little bit, but not as much as they said that they did, because it was somebody's desire to make
Mhm.
them think that they to make people think that they did it. Now, why is that? I don't know. But the justice card is right in the middle.
Hmm.
Now that can also mean that's karmic energy. It can mean balance. Maybe they wanted to balance out the work, but it wasn't just the Chinese people that did it, according to the cards. So,
Well, my theory is that the Tartarians built it.
Yep.
I thought you
Okay.
were going there too.
Yeah, yeah. So my question is yes or no, did the Tartarians actually build the Great Wall of China?
Okay. Yeah, when you were saying that they existed up until 10 years ago, you said?
Well, people
When
are
you,
now starting to find out about
Find out
Tartaria.
about it.
oh,
That's what
okay.
he
Yeah,
means.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It hasn't, I never heard of them.
Tartaria has been erased from our history books, but all of a sudden, yeah, I would say probably within the last 10, 15 years,
It's
people have
starting.
been diving into old. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it's kind of like the Statue of Liberty. I never heard the story. Why was the torch damaged? Why couldn't you go in the torch? And I never got a straight story. But now magically, we had the story of the German saboteurs blowing up Black Tom Island, shrapnel going across the harbor, hitting the torch, and damages the torch, and nobody could go up there. Even though I know people swear up and down they've been inside the torch, and this is before it was renovated.
Yeah, I think people used to go into it all the time back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah,
But there's also the Satyrian, the number of spikes, and it's actually a dude, it's not a woman, and
right. I've heard all that.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's all kinds of
Some say
stuff.
it's Elvis.
Right. I've not heard that one. That's a good one, Barb.
Yeah, the flat earther said it was built after Elvis's face because he's like the fallen angel. That's what he's.
Oh,
Elvis
Well, he's one
Presley.
good looking fallen angel, that's for sure, Elvis.
no,
At
I
any
think
rate.
Elvis is way better looking than the Statue of Liberty face.
Oh, yeah.
I am not a good judge of male beauty, so I'm
Well, there
not.
you go. There you
Okay.
go. Hey, but the dude was. But anyway, the
Apparently,
question, how did you frame your question, Brad?
Did the
did the
Was it the
Tart?
Tartarians build
Chinese?
it?
Was it
Did
the
the
Tartarians?
Tartarians build the wall?
Yeah.
They did it secretly. They did it
Yeah.
secretly. Yeah,
I don't
look
know
at
why
that.
they would have had to do it secretly.
That was under that. They did it secretly. Maybe it was part of some type of that war that you saying for defense or something. Maybe they were better at building up
Yeah. It's
walls and
yeah.
Well,
buildings and
like
yeah.
Brad said, where the archers and everybody would stand, they would be firing into China. So Tartaria was building this to keep the Chinese or whoever was there out.
Apparently, it was a problem.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't have. I mean, that
Yeah.
thing's like over 1,000 miles long.
Yeah.
That's probably the problem that they were looking,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you get,
that
Kaila?
represents a problem of
Well,
this world.
bottom of the deck
Yeah,
there was a conflict, right?
Yep.
Some kind of war or something happening. And my first card is a soft yes. Now it means with this card, now I do have my second card is this one, the Chariot, and then I have the Ace of Pentacles, which is a yes. We have a soft yes. There could be something more that's missing here, but we do have a yes with this. That was definitely part of it. But for some reason, I'm getting this is the type of energy that would have built it. Now, what does this represent, though? This chariot type of energy.
That could almost go back to the Elohim. It's reminding me of Paul Wallace's stuff. Sorry, Brad, of talking about the Elohim and like Yahweh in the I can't remember what the flying chariot basically is what it was. That almost reminds me of that. So do you want to clarify it and see if it was
Yeah.
actually was it built to keep the Elohim out, or did the Tartarians build it to keep the Elohim out? Maybe. Because I think the Elohim have come here. Ooh.
So the first card, big wake-up call, something big was happening. Definitely a strategy, hidden stuff. Yeah. There's something more it's trying to draw attention to. Lynn might be onto something. You might
Might be a
have
little
to,
bit bigger than our pay grade.
yeah, or maybe we just need to continue digging.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's more to it for sure.
Yep.
You're on mute, Barbara.
I was saying the rabbit hole goes deep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Well, I have another question that's similar to this. The legend is that when Joseph Smith and the Mormons were traveling to find a safe place to live or whatever, they come to Salt Lake City. And apparently the buildings that were there already existed. They're already massive cathedral, whatever, all types of buildings were already at Salt Lake before, quote unquote, the Europeans ever got to that part of the country. I mean, they may have been there, or they may have traveled through it or what have you, but there was no major construction projects, as building like cathedrals. And I think some of these buildings are used today by the Mormon Church. My question is this true? Was did the Mormons build these structures, or were they already there when they traveled to Salt Lake City and decided to settle there?
So did the Mormons build these structures in Salt Lake City? Is that what your question is?
Yeah.
In
Apparently
the
there's
back in what was it, the 1800s when they moved
yeah,
there?
like the mid
Yeah,
yeah, I think it's like
yeah,
around the Civil War or something like that,
yeah, yeah.
or maybe a little bit. I think it was either right before or right after the Civil
Yeah,
War.
it might have been around Reconstruction. I can't remember when Smith, I don't remember the dates very well, but I know what you're talking about.
Hmm. Yeah, apparently, they come over there in covered wagons, and all of a sudden you got this massive city already pre-built. And I just
Well,
wonder
when
if
you
that's
look at the
true.
size of some of the cities for that time frame with supposedly what the population was, it was like, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
As I was shuffling, I got a big sonic that just jumped out at me, and I had to pick it up really quick. But that came out. So let's see if that comes back out. I'm going to put it back in the deck and shuffle it and see if it comes back out again, or big positive card like that comes out.
You've been watching John Levi, Brad?
No, should I?
John's got a lot of good stuff. That's why I know a lot of this stuff that you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Well, heck, I'm just a neophyte here. I'm just trying to get into the game.
I do two separate polls, and these cards I think are drawing my attention to the idea that there were some that existed before. Some may have been built by them, but it's asking us to look at things in a whole different way. There was some agreement or some kind of, you know, some collaboration happening to probably hide that information, but I think some were there definitely before. Well, look at that.
Yeah, some type of collaboration that changed the whole situation around. So yeah, they did build some of it. I get a soft yes, but the main thing that came out in my poll was this, which
Oh,
is
okay.
that's a collaboration card, and that's the Wheel of Fortune, which is a big yes, but there was some type of collaboration, like Kaila said. They
The
worked on it together. They
the
worked on it together.
collaboration, Brad, there's I think I saw it on John's channel, and it's in an old newspaper or something with the Mormons, because they keep all of their records.
Right.
And it was like one of the congressmen or somebody there stating that there were houses that were deserted and that they should come and just settle into them.
Yeah, that would make sense to the
That
Five
would be
of
your
Cups that
collaboration too.
I
Yeah.
also got the Five of Cups. And
Yep.
if you look at that card, I already put it back, but
Yeah, yeah.
that would agree with what Lynn is saying.
Yep. And to me, it's your collaboration, because if that was like a congressman or something like that saying, just go ahead and, you know, yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. Hmm. Yeah, like I said, you never can tell.
Huh.
Okay, and here's another question I always wondered about. Okay, I'm sure you ladies have already heard about the mounds, the rock structures that are like around the Indiana, Ohio Valley. I think maybe even northern Kentucky. I'm not sure if they're like over by there, but apparently the I've seen one of them even down in Georgia, that supposedly was built by the Cherokees, which I don't know, the thing, it took a lot of work, so I don't know if they actually did it, but who knows. Um, my question is, were these structures actually built by Indians? And the what I hear is giants, that there were giants that roamed through that area and all through the North America. Were these structures built by giants, or were they built by Native Americans?
What do these mounds look like, Brad? Are they,
They're like
you're
rock
not
mounds.
talking about like the snake mound or whatever that's in,
Yeah,
I
the
think in
snake
Ohio.
mound. Yeah,
You
they're all
are?
made out of rocks.
Okay.
They're all yeah. It's like they put a bunch of rocks together and whatever. And from what I understand, I mean, the amount of energy and work it would take to do that kind of a thing. The Native Americans had a lot more on their plate at the time. I mean, just survival. Being able to feed themselves more or less, build all these massive structures. And I don't even know if they had the technology for it.
Well, that brings me to something that's been coming to me recently, and I think the indigenous people had a lot more energy to them than is being let on.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
a snake mound.
they
Yeah.
came
Yeah,
from,
it's
Yeah,
huge. Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, so this is a theory I'm working on still because it's been coming to me slowly.
Hmm.
But I think the indigenous people had a lot more of knowledge, energy, integrity, information,
Hmm.
technology even than is being let on. We're just
Hmm.
told they came from Asia, and they just settled here and they just learned to build fires and whatever. But I don't think the indigenous people back then are what they tell us they are.
Hmm. Hmm.
I think they came directly from very highly sensitive and highly technological, energetic beings as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
what they try to do a lot of times when has to do with historical strong people
Mm-hmm.
that they eliminated. They always try to say, "Oh yeah, it was just somebody running around in a little diaper skirt and with a pitchfork and with a
Yeah.
stick in his hand and that type of stuff." But these people, I agree, Kyla.
Yeah.
I agree.
The work of Edgar Casey is big for me right now. So
Yep.
this
oh
is what's leading me into all of this.
yeah. It, I mean, I saw a glimpse of this when I went down to Mexico. I went to some of these Mayan ruins or whatever. I mean, the Mayans they knew what the speed of sound was. They understood astronomy. I mean, they had all these technologies that they were into. I mean, they were able to build an entire city without without the use of metals. Okay, and 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 they're able to do all this great stuff. And and I always wondered, okay, and I look at their descendants, and these people, they're just selling trinkets out of a cart. They're there to for the tourists. And I'm thinking, all this, where did all this go? It just all this technology, all this great knowledge, where did it go? It just like poof, disappears. And I think you're right, Kyla, about the Indians. I think at one time they were the same way. They had all this massive technology, and then just poof, it goes away. So I mean, it's really interesting. Okay, well, I tell
Um,
you what, go ahead,
uh,
please.
you had the question of who built it. Was it the Indians or the giants?
Correct.
Well, I'm thinking it was the giants because that looks like something that the giant could do, like really, really knock something down or make a big impact. You got it too?
Power.
Got a
Mm-hmm.
tower.
Yeah. And then look at her. She looks like a giant over that little small lake, doesn't she? Oh, let me think. She's like a little giant over that lake, doesn't she? So I'm thinking that that's what she did. And then if you look at this picture here, it looks like a family, and it is. And then
Hmm.
have the Ten of Cups, but they look like giants over the children. So I'm thinking that this together, that a big impact, and this giant looking person here with them over those children. I'm thinking that it was the giants.
Okay.
Did you
Yeah.
pull any
No.
cards, Kyla?
I want to hear what you have to say first, Lynn.
Oh,
Because
oh,
I'm getting whoever it was, it probably was a combination of both. It was
yeah.
like something very big and they knew a lot. This is the card. This is another card that kind of goes in line with the Tower card. It was a big energy.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
I want you girls to clarify, if Brad doesn't
Hmm.
mind. Are some of these mounds and mountains actually giants, just like the Himalayas are?
Oh,
I
if they
saw
are.
that. I saw that. Yeah.
You mean laying down underneath
That
the?
if yes, yes.
Yeah, like they're
Ooh,
petrified.
Yep.
ooh, I like that. Okay,
Hmm.
let me really fast.
Good
So,
question.
but
That may be why they're getting that they were developed by both. If they are an actual fact.
Because it could be a combination, right? Some
Yes.
of them could be
Yep.
one one
But
group.
before I tell you what I get, if the giants are underneath there, I want Kyla, did you had finished with your?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
I basically that's what it is. It was a strategy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting it's a combination of whatever energy was a big energy,
Yeah.
not necessarily one or the other,
Yeah.
only.
Okay. So let's check and see if there's actually giants down underneath there petrified. How deep do you think you have to go to kind of hit some of that stuff, whether it's a giant or not?
I don't know
Brad?
how deep do they have to go to get the Himalayan salt? I don't know.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
How
saw.
Yeah,
deep
that's
are those
yeah.
salt
How deep
mines?
do they have to go?
I think I'll pass on Himalayan salt for a while.
I think so too.
Well,
Actually, I use it around the house though, but
Yeah.
maybe not for eating.
well, have you seen our video about the Himalayan salt?
That's
Brad?
why that's why he's talking
Yeah.
about it.
I
Well,
have them
I
all
I
around.
switched over for them. Oh yeah, I switched over since that video. I use it to like maybe soak my feet or something like that. Not really cooking with it, but there's not. I mean, we're not trying to tell anybody out there not to use pink
I did
Himalayan
get
because
that the giants were okay with us because it is for supplying good nutrients to our bodies. So,
Yeah.
Energetically wise.
I don't get
Yeah.
that it's a bad thing, but
Yeah.
maybe it's
I
just a
didn't
little
either.
bit too early from having found that
Exactly. I know.
information.
I know. When I told one of our friends, I said, "Oh, you have to do this. Don't tell me I love my pink salt. I don't want to know." I was like, "Okay."
Well, it's very nutritious. What can we
Yeah.
say?
It
I guess
is.
they're in. Oh man, I guess they're into recycling. It is a little taking a little too far.
Yes. It is.
Anyway, but no.
Wait,
So
let's see if there are
So
giants buried in these mounds. See what
yeah.
Kyla's
yeah,
got.
so look, I get the giant question again. I mean the giant card. It looks like a giant because that's what I'm thinking about. Yeah.
Kyla got this.
Thinking.
So I'm thinking about that, and look at this. That looks like somebody underneath something or buried underneath or contained, right?
And the way the world is wrapped, it reminds you of the Snake Mountain, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Snake man, exactly. And then I did get a soft yes, and I get like something that was like held up underneath it. Yeah, it could be held up, and I do get some type of tactic around it. So maybe they buried those
Yeah.
poor giants underneath there.
Rather make it a mound or a mountain so people don't go digging and discover bones, right? It's a way of hiding them, kind of like they did with the state parks, right?
Yeah, that's what they do in some of these parks, like in Europe. Like they had like trash mounds, and then just throw grass on top of it. People go picnic out there.
Yeah. What'd you
Hmm.
get, Kyla?
Well, I have the sun card, so
Yeah.
this is a yes
Yeah.
immediately. So it's
Well.
one of it. There might be more, as we said,
Yeah.
because I have these other cards. So yeah, it's part of it. More
Well.
things could be hidden under there too.
Okay. Well, I'm sure all you ladies are familiar with what's the Devil's Tower? It's supposed to be like a out west.
Yeah.
I've heard that it's basically a petrified tree stump. I mean, is this true? Yes or no?
You want me just to ask the pendulum?
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've heard other stories. Oh, this is
Yeah.
a remnants of a volcano
What is it
and
called again?
Well, yeah, what's it called?
the Devil's Tower. I think
Devil's
it's what it's called.
Tower. Is it
Yeah.
actually a petrified tree? Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You can
yeah.
kind of tell where a lot of those are. There's a lot of, I think you're going to find a lot of the Grand Canyon is either old petrified stuff or has been melted, maybe even melted cities. And the pendulum keeps swinging. Yes, it hasn't changed to tell me no.
Yeah.
So,
That's
yeah.
the picture of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it looks like a tree. Come on.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I did not realize how much of the Grand Canyon is cut off from the general public. I mean, you can only see a small
You know
fraction of it.
why,
It's like, wow.
right?
Oh yeah, yeah, I heard. Well, you okay, Miss Know-it-all. You tell the audience here why.
Oh, because of the Egyptian artifacts and gold that are probably laying down there. Yes, yes, yes.
I've heard the same story. Yes.
I have been diving down some rabbit holes like you would not believe, Brad.
Oh man, I tell you, it's incredible. It's incredible. Oh, I got a good rabbit hole for you, ladies. Quantum computers. I have this thing about quantum computers. I've been doing a lot of projects, concerning quantum computers. And I'm under the premise that these things are basically quasi time machines. In other words, time and space has no effect on the quantum computer technology. Uh, I talked to a computer scientist about this very same subject, and I don't know if he really knew anything about it or if he was just, trying to carry on the conversation. But from what I understand, that when I think it was Gordy Rose, he was the head of one of the largest quantum computer manufacturers in the world. I think it was called D-Wave. And somebody asked him, well, how do they work? And he said that quantum computers exploit the resources of other dimensions. Okay, that's what he said. So I think what he's saying was, in a very coded way, that what they're doing, they're creating a reality vacuum. And I'm using this loosely. They're creating a reality vacuum. And nature, it hates vacuum. It's always trying to fill it. It's always trying to, reach equilibrium. So what it's doing is going through all these many different realities to find that answer to that question. And my question is it an actual time machine? Is it actually doing what what I think it's doing, which is going through, back and forth in time and going to all these many different realities in order to get a solution to a problem. So
that's the D-Wave, right?
D-Wave is one of the manufacturers of quantum computers.
Quantum computer, exactly. Because I
Yeah.
heard about that story a few years ago. And I was
Yeah.
like, it was like this in this big like warehouse room type. It was a big machine, a black machine, and you could see the name written up at the top, right? The D-Wave.
Mm-hmm.
Just pumping, just like electricity. It's like, what in the world are they doing?
Oh yeah, They keep all the components colder than deep space. I mean, it's super cold, and they shield these quantum computers. Even Cliff Hyde was discussing this. They shield all these quantum computers to prevent one thing, and that's from interaction with human consciousness or with consciousness. And so they're trying to create a vacuum and force this thing to search out for the answers through other avenues.
So my question was, are these quantum computers operating like what Brad is saying? Just to keep it simple, and I got a yes. This is exactly how it's operating very quickly, sending out signals in various different directions. Kind of hidden how it operates. But here's that galactic type of feel too. This would say yes, it operates like that kind of time machine or whatever it is that you're saying. So I specifically just let the energies go towards what you're saying and tell me, is this true? And these would be yes cards, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree, Kaila. I got two big yeses.
Look at those.
Two big
My
yeses right
pendulum was
there.
swinging yes the whole time you were talking. So yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, and I get the truth card coming through. Unfortunately, there's some. Well, of course, it's very secretive. Not a lot of people don't know about it. But there's something that's going on with that machine. I hope it didn't like unalive somebody, or it's doing something in the dimensions that's making people sick or something. Because I get like this death around it, like
Like
so.
if there's some kind of payback or some kind of energetic,
Yeah.
something that happens.
Or maybe the people that are running the machine. There's
Mm.
something around that machine that they probably should be messing with, because that's not a good. These
Yeah.
aren't good together.
Yeah.
I think they're creating a portal.
Mm.
The physics of it appears to me, I may be wrong about this, is some kind of a portal, through time and space. Again, on the quantum level, time and space are
Maybe
irrelevant.
it's being abused. Maybe
Yeah, I was gonna say it
That's
might
what
be
it
some
wanted.
egos
it's
getting
being
in the way,
abused.
trying to do some things to say, well, we're here and nobody's watching us. Let's try this
They're
or
using
something.
it not for the
Yeah.
highest good.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
That's what
Yes.
happens with a lot of stuff.
Yep.
Once the good technology comes out, people's like, oh, okay, well, we can use that to do that. You know.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Because what I always wondered was, okay, if you're able to go, if time and space are irrelevant, and you're able to go through this reality or any other reality, can you actually mess with it? And it kind of goes the physics of observation, the observer effect. by merely observing, you're able to change something. And I wonder if they're using quantum computers to go to certain time frames or certain times and actually mess with it. Okay. And by, actually have the quantum computers interacting with other realities or other dimensions and, actually causing an effect.
Okay. So you want to know if they can go in and use those quantum computers to kind of manipulate dimensions?
Yeah, like change time, change reality by changing, it's like the butterfly effect, change some little minor thing and it
Yeah.
takes off. Yeah.
And that could be one of the reasons why people have that Mandela effect,
You're stepping right into where I was heading.
I knew you were going to. I knew where you were going. But that's what I was thinking myself. I was thinking if that could be well, let's see what the cards say about that.
They've talked about the Mandela effect being different timelines switching or whatever, and that's where when you're on one and you move up to the next or whatever, and that could be related to the quantum. They could be separate. They could still be two different things too.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, I wonder why is it 80% of the people I meet think that, it's always been the way it is now. And 20% of them think, okay, this is not right. This is not the way I remember it. So it seems to be like the 80-20 rule when it comes to people's recollection of
That almost reminds
history.
me more of a spiritual thing then. That sounds more spiritual, awakening, not remembering, remembering the old stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And coincidentally, it seems that there's a certain political party that seems to go with it's always been the way it is now. They don't see the Mandela effect. I don't know if that's a coincidence or if that's a
There are no
whatever.
coincidences. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. They seem to be the ones that are heavily.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What'd you get, Kyla?
I have cards here that don't give me a direct yes, but the energy I'm getting from it is a yes. They've definitely been working on those types of things. There's a soft yes and two pulls that I did. So they have been playing around with this. And I think they're able to go and look at different timelines by this card. Sometimes the cards totally represent something different depending on your question. I'm seeing them looking at 10 different realities, which way they can go, and trying to manipulate it because we have that soft yes. So yeah.
Well,
Kyla, real quickly, you want to clarify if they're trying to manipulate it for the good, the better of mankind, humanity or not? Well, Barbara tells hers.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I think they're definitely manipulating reality because that's like a balance card, that's karmic. So they're definitely doing that. I think what they are doing is that they're not doing, see, I got this in my other pool.
Yeah.
That's like the death. Three of Swords together with the World card, because that's coming full circle. And they're manipulating some type of deaths. And also, I believe that they are doing crazy stuff with Mother Nature as well. Mother Gaia, I guess
I was just going to say something like that.
Yeah, they're trying to, you got it. Yeah, they're trying to mess with her, manipulate her as well. But
they're being foolish with the energy of it. They're playing around.
Yeah, but you know what? She's very strong.
Yep.
What'd you get, Lynn?
This is I just pulled while you were talking and I got the death card. I mean the moon card, which is the death card. So they're trying to kill off something.
Yeah, they are. And Mother Nature is very strong. And this is like against her. It's not, I mean, you could still mess with her. Like she's like a mother and a child. So you can get on a mother's nerves. But it's like she is Mother Nature. She is, but they're definitely trying to, I don't know what they're trying to manipulate. Maybe they're trying to, take people out like in the world, or maybe certain characters.
Are they trying to change the shift that's supposed to be coming?
Well, I was just going to ask, are these even still in control? Are these, if we're getting in the beginning of this whole conversation that the bad side has been taken over, are we picking up on what was being done, or is it still happening?
As far as I'm concerned, yes, the white hats are there because I believe in benevolent energies, but I believe we are the white hats. So and it's not just us. I think there are benevolent souls throughout the world who have come here with a purpose, but it depends on, where are you at and how is the collective energy working? So what you do, how are you shifting? That's what shifts things. And I think it's coming for sure. But as we evolve, that's how the shift is evolving, you know? So,
I'm gonna pull just 3 cards on who's in charge of that machine now. Because there's still some minions running around.
Yep.
Let's see who's in charge of that. Well, as the good guys, they took over it. They moved it out of troubled waters because they had a lot of crap that was going on. So they are over that machine now. So we keep going back to that very first question that Brad asked. Who runs the role?
but then as we continually get like throughout our shows, the spiritual war is still happening. So sometimes there's still things that need to happen because it's not totally taken over yet, so the war is still happening. So there's still a back and forth and still the bad side doing stuff. So we can't say just sit back and say, oh, it's done,
Absolutely, yeah. Right.
Like Janine says, you can't sit on your laurels. I love when she
Yes.
I love when she says that. Hey Janine, we love when you say sit on your laurels. We can't sit on our laurels.
Yeah, it's absurd.
It's absurd. Yeah.
Absurd.
Yeah,
That's
she's
a
awesome.
great time to wrap this up. We did a full circle in a little more than an hour. Woo!
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, have you got time for 1 or 2 more questions? If not, we can cut off now. It's up to you,
girls.
ladies.
Okay.
Want to do one more really quick? You Kaila, what you
Yeah,
looking
I'm
like?
good. I'm good.
Okay, want to do one more? Give us your best shot, Brad.
Okay.
Hit us with your best shot.
God,
Right,
Pat
Pat.
Benatar. Okay. Anyway.
That Benatar girl.
She was cute in her day, of course. Okay. I had a very strange woo-woo experience about 2 years ago where apparently, and I don't know, again, I could have been off my lithium that day. All right. I don't know what was going on. But apparently Archangel Michael materialized in front of me.
Nice.
And told me a few little things here because apparently Michael he's a quote unquote man of few words. But my question is,
There he is.
okay, did he actually appear, or is this just my imagination? Did Archangel Michael actually appear in front of me?
Can I ask you something? Did you actually look at him or?
Yes, I saw. Yes,
Okay.
he was translucent. You could see behind him, but you could make out.
That's
what he looked
interesting.
like.
I always hear that his light is so bright you can't look directly at him. So that's interesting.
It was like looking at you,
Yeah.
ladies.
But translucent.
I've felt the archangels around me, and the feeling is amazing. But I can't say I've physically seen them. But the feeling of them and the love that
I'm
you
just more
get.
special than you.
Yeah. Well, everybody has their own sights and stuff like that too. So
Could you see what he was wearing, or was it just like a?
Oh, he was about 8 feet tall, fully jacked. I mean, he looked like he had been in a few battles. Had a shield, had a sword, a long hair. I think it was like a brownish blonde, and he looked Aryan.
I think that was him.
It wouldn't surprise me.
You're working on. Let me ask you. Did you ask to see him?
Yeah, I was going to ask.
I was going to ask that.
No, I was just I needed his help in a particular situation, and I wanted his protection, and
maybe he wanted to work with you.
You asked for him, yeah.
I think you asked for him, whether you knew it or not. You manifested him.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And this comes out a lot. The magician comes out a lot for you, Brad. I think you manifested it. I think that day you were feeling something. You were feeling something really strong. You were feeling it. You said, man, and that's the heart. He works with his heart and his feelings. I think you were feeling something really strong that day. And I don't know. You have to tell us if you were feeling something really strong that day.
Oh, yeah.
He came to work with you.
I was involved in something. I was dealing with some people who were not.
There's some emotions involved.
Yeah.
I needed some protection that day, and plus
he brought you a wheel of fortune that day. He must have changed some type of situation for you that day.
Well, he definitely he gave me a little reassurance that I was going to
Good.
survive this. Because
Okay.
yeah, because I was dealing with some
Bad
You would go,
shit.
you
unique
would go to
individuals.
some funky stuff. What were you
I
around funky people?
yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Funky situation?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I have this repeating in
Yeah.
this poll for you. I did two separate polls for clarifiers. Yeah.
Mm,
So you
you
actually,
in some funky stuff that day, huh?
I'll tell you off the air.
You don't have to go into it. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
We're
there's
gonna
the Archangel card.
Yeah.
aw,
There you
Oh,
go. Yeah.
yeah.
I think you manifested him,
Yeah.
and it came across in the form of your personal angels and spirit guides showing you a sign.
Mhm.
So it's as if they're bringing in his energy. It might not be directly that it was him, but it was like your angels and spirit guides bringing in his energy to show you a message and to help you in what you needed at that time.
he definitely gave me a message.
Good.
Several. So,
Good.
oh yeah, and they
Glad
were.
you
Oh,
had that
yes, here's the
encounter.
message.
Yeah.
This is a message card.
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome.
Fantastic. All right. Well, ladies, I guess we're going to call it a day here. This has just been fantastic. And like I said, I really enjoyed your time, you coming on here. And we've answered, I don't know how many questions we went through, but it's just we covered the gambit. And again, these were questions I've always wanted answers to. I wanted to, talk to card readers and actually see what they came up with. And so I really do appreciate your time on this. And by the way, before we go, please tell everybody how they can get in contact with you or how they can see you on Rumble and YouTube and all that good stuff, please.
I'm going to let Barbara do this one.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you're gonna put me on the spot.
All
Yeah.
right, Tina. All right, Tina, let's
First
do
of
it.
all, thank you for having us on your show on behalf of Lynn and Kaila and me, Barbara, Three of Pentacles. You can find us on YouTube, on Instagram, and on Rumble, and on Facebook as well. So don't forget that we have some good stuff going on over there. Please
Oh, yeah.
do not hesitate to come and follow us there. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, and I watch your show all the time, and ladies, and I mean, just fantastic work, and I really do appreciate it. And I like to call it the after party from for Janine and John Claude on Beyond Mystic. That's what that's what it feels like to me. But no, just once again, thank you, all three of you, for your time on this, and I really do appreciate it.
Thank
All
you
right,
for having us. Thank
all
you.
right,
Thank you,
Having us.
Brad.
all right,
Yeah.
all right.
We
Bye,
always
everybody.
enjoy being
Well,
with you and answering your questions. You have good
oh,
questions.
well, thank you. And so you have good answers. So, all right. Well, thank you very much. And I guess that's it.
Thank you.
Okay, bye, everyone.
Bye now.